Well, hi, your old friend, the HomeWrencher here. Today, we're gonna, if I can unfold and get my big old Bigfoot Sasquatch butt out of this thing. Shoo. Today, we're gonna put some rear axles in this Polaris General 1000 Razor. This is my neighbor's rig. He's been driving around with the back axle, flopping around, making all kind of noise. He finally ordered the parts and said, "Paul, I need you to take this thing over there and fix it for me." Okay, no problem. So I'm gonna get everything together and jack this thing up in the air and get it up here in my nipples and take it apart and let's put some axles in. You know what time it is. Good old PB blaster. Breakfast. It's 10 a.m. I don't usually have a PB blaster this early in the morning, but it's Sunday. I don't have to worry about working. I'm off. And I'm just out here working on a guy's stuff. What else could go wrong? Nothing. Yeah, probably fall and break my leg and put something through my hand and cut my forearm profusely and bleed everywhere. But I guess you got to do what you got to do sometimes. So we'll be right back. So I got it chalked and up in the air. I'm going to show you how I like to chalk these wheels. That way it don't take off on you forward or backwards. I like to put a wheel chalk in the front of one wheel and then a wheel chalk in the back of the other wheel. I like to put my jack stands back here. There's a little provision in the plastic and it fits in there just perfect. And you put it up on the top notch of these little hobo freight jack stands rather, and it's exactly enough to get the wheel off the ground. And we're good to go. Now I want to show you, check this axle out. Look at that. Yeah. And we thought it was only that one, but I got it up in the air now and the guy was looking at it. And that one's pretty flipple-flopple too. So good thing I talked him into getting both of them because it's going to need it. So I'm going to go ahead and take a 19 millimeter and get my Ugga box out. Go ahead and zip these two wheels off, slide them underneath there. That way if it falls, it don't have too far to fall. I doubt it'll fall, but you never know. I'm working on it. Who knows what's going to happen. We're going to get these Carter keys out. 27 millimeter for the axle nuts. We're going to break the control arm tubes loose and pull the hub out and pull everything to the side and take the axles out. And I'll show you how to do that here in just a second. That one's on there a little bit. My battery must be down. Yep. Let's put the old breaker bar on it. Hush! Well, it got intense. And I don't mean like going camping. I mean, well, I lost audio because I've bought 5 sets on Amazon. No more. I ain't doing it. I'm trying to make videos for you guys and I lose audio and I get a lot of content material going and I lose so much stuff. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of wasting money on junk that don't work. Let me show you where we're at and tell you what happened. Yep. Looks like a bomb went off. So I got this axle all apart, everything off, and just to recap, you know, there's a bolt runs through here. It's 15 millimeter. Everything's 15 mil on this here. Shock, the upper control arm. You don't have to pull the caliper. You don't have to pull the hub. 27 millimeter. This is the new axle already in, which I got to pull right back out because, excuse you, Ricky. The axle, you pull on it like a slide hammer and it pops out. Well, the other side, the axle was so bad, the shaft itself just slid right out of the cup. So now we got a nice little ordeal, and I've been over here trying to put some pressure behind it, pop it out. I even pulled the muffler off, and yeah, didn't work. So I'll pop this axle back out, go through the case like that, and knock that bugger right back the other side. Then I could put the axle in there and put this thing back together and go rip it a little bit. So what I've decided I'm going to do here, hopefully it works, I'm going to take some PB Blaster, and I mean this PB Blaster, not the one that I drink. I'm going to spread it up in there because they get a little moisture in them housings, and they do get a little rusty on the ends, as you can see from this one. And that ring gets stuck, it gets debris seized in there, and so I'm going to give it a little bath up in there. And then I'm going to take the axle that decided to come apart. And I'm just going to jam it up in there and beat the fire out of it and hope it pops out the other side. Did it move? No, it didn't move. It's trying, I'll tell you that much. Keep waddling around a little bit there, and maybe get that circlip to break free a little bit. Get some PB Blaster behind it. I do believe this is going to be the highlight of my day. Nope, not fun. Y'all guys ever had this happen? Or if you're watching this video and doing yours at the same time, are you doing the same thing? Probably not. Yours probably came right out, didn't it? Ricky, don't rub it in. Yours is newer, okay? So it was going to happen that way. Well, if at first you don't succeed, try again. And while you're doing it, think about another way you might be able to do it. I'm going to put a screwdriver or something in here between the case and the outer bearing to kind of hold it flush level because it wants to sag a little bit. I'm going to try popularizing it again there and see what we get. I even made this little piece of pipe flat in the end that fits right in between the housing and the bearing cup pretty good there. Might get that down in there and get some alignment on it that way. But old hobo freight screwdriver slides right here on the hitch receiver, and it lays right there, and it really lines it right up almost perfectly level. So that may be what a guy needs to do this. So I'm not going to beat on this thing for 45 minutes and let y'all look. That's a little boring. Y'all scroll away and you won't watch my content. And, you know, people that watch the whole video and comment and, you know, communicate, you're going to get a free can koozie. The first 5 people that comment, you're going to get a HomeWrencher can koozie that looks like a PBR can, and it says PB Blaster Beer, refueled at the top, with my HomeWrencher logo on the back. So be sure to watch my whole video and like, subscribe, comment, cuss me out. I don't care. You know, watch my video to the end. Even if you don't watch it, just lay it down and walk away and go take a poop or something, you know. It helps the algorithm and helps my channel out and does all the magic stuff to make my channel grow. So help the guy out, would you? I appreciate it very much. And those of you who do watch all my content, I appreciate you very much. All right, so as you could probably tell by the end of this board, I took a 6-inch, 12-inch extension, and a 3/4 socket, which fit on the end pretty good. Slid it through the housing. Didn't use a hammer. I used a good old piece of wood here, you know. Reminds me of what was that show? What was that, Ed and Eddie or something? The kid that carried around the board with the face on it? I don't remember. My brother used to watch it when he was little. I always thought it was goofy, but I think that was it. Ed and Eddie or something. I don't know. Clack it down in the comments and tell me what you think it was. But I can see daylight all the way through the other side. And that other cup's out. Let me go grab it. And it was rusty, crusty feller. But it's out. That clip was seized tight. No wonder it fought me so much. But yeah, see, it just pulled right out of there. So I'm going to spray all this up and clean it all out. Put this thing back together. Let's go take some rips on it. All right, so we got the sway bar back in. I got that side sitting up there ready to tighten up. I want you guys to see what I'm doing over here, because I know I messed up and the audio didn't go through, and it was just a nice little mess. Anyway, sway bar back on. I put a little grease in the bearing cups. We got new ones coming. They were supposed to be in here today. They didn't show up. They're on back order. So we'll see what happens from there. But you want to, while this is loose, you want to go ahead and put your shock bolt back in first. And that'll be this doodabber, washer, and lock nut. I like to get this corner here started. Put my leg under my control arm here. And I can let it down as needed and rock it in. Knock it through. Washer, lock nut. Hey, Blue, why don't you quit all that yippy yapping over there? You sound like a squeaky, rusty bed hinge. I would let you off, but I'm over here getting greasy, and you like to play in grease. That's Blue, our American bully. You've seen him in other videos. Well, you've probably seen the short with him wearing sunglasses. If not, go check that out. He's a mess. All right, I put all my bolts and stuff back on. That way I don't lose it. Because you get walking around out here and you get a couple 6-packs deep in your cold snacks and you do stuff like that and then you kick it with your foot and it goes flying, and then, well, you're looking for it for 3 hours and cussing and praying and having paranormal exorcisms, and, well, you get the point. You know what I'm saying. It's just easier to screw it back on. That way you know it's there and you ain't got to go hunting for it, you know? Although it's nice to have one of these when you go hunting. But I ain't trying to hunt for parts that I took off. Okie dokie. Now, I need my 15 socket and ratchet. And we're gonna put it on here, like somehow, some way, some shape, some form. Not sure yet. I think I'm just going to get a 15 millimeter wrench because I took that out with the axle out. There's that. There's that. It's all back together. This will go last because we're going to use the jack so we're not breaking our back and hurting our knees trying to raise that up, because this needs to raise up and then be gentle rocking it back so you get it to line up properly to put that top bolt back in. Then we're going to torque down our axle nuts, crown nuts, and put new Carter keys in. I'm going to button the other side up, and I'll be right back when we do that. Okay, so I like to put the jack right up underneath this lower tube of the lower control arm, not on the hub, because you're going to have to move this to get this control arm to seat properly. So we're going to get it up out of our way. And be careful jacking it up because it will lift it up off the jack stands. So just bring it up. When it starts to raise it off the jack stands, that's probably about where it should be. And the magic sauce worked. Bolt in through the backside. Washer. Lock nut. And then give it all the ugga-duggas. And let it back down and go through and make sure you got everything else tight, and anything you want to grease, greased. If you're going to do brakes, do brakes. We are all uniform, flush, tight. We're going to do this real quick in front of you guys. And your new axles may or may not come with new crown nuts, Carter keys, and shims. These do. So you put the new shim in, then you put your crown nut on, and it's 27 millimeter. Get your ugga-dugga going. Back it off, or hit it some more if you can. So you can get your Carter key in, because there's a hole through that axle, and you got to look and find it. And if you get it lined up right, you should be able to get your Carter key in. Now, I like the long side facing outward. And you can drop that bugger in there, tap it in, take your pair of nitre nose, brand new. Look at there. Ready to rock. So I'm going to do the other side. I'm going to put the wheels on this thing. Got to put the muffler back on. If it was mine, I'd just straight pipe it with that resonator there, but, you know. I wonder what it sounds like. We'll see what it sounds like. I need a grist rag. I got grist on my finger. Well, that's weird. Well, I think it's got a safety mechanism in the seat. Won't start. Let me see if I can sit on it. Sounds pretty cool. I don't think Mr. Terry, my neighbor, would like that. He's a pretty subtle guy. He likes everything pretty much factory. All right, well, I'm gonna button the other side up and we'll get going here in a minute. Well, we got her back together and on the ground. We'll get me a PB blaster and let's take it down the road and see if we can tear it up. All right, so I got the window flip engaged and get some air conditioning in here, and go down the road and make sure it ain't clicking and clacking and rocking and rolling and banging and booming, all that good stuff. Probably take it down around the lake too and do a little off-road, make sure it ain't making too much noise. Refueled. All right, well, took off and forgot to have the seatbelt on. You gotta have the seatbelt on to go anywhere. It won't go fast. Doing 60. She's a little ripper. And she does burnouts too. They ain't clicking and clacking no more. Take y'all guys to a little spot that I want to hit. There is look at that old Vega over there. This road right here. A nice little spot down here, full of old cars that I could probably do revivals on. y'all can see up in there or not. Back up behind them trees, there's like 5 million cars. Look at them up in there. Look at that. That whole lot back there is full of cars, all kind of stuff. I'll get a hold of that guy and see if he'll let me come do some revivals. Let's get back to the house. Seems to be all right. I think we are going to live to see another day. Well, check everything out, retorque everything, and get it back to its owner. Well, that's going to be all for today's episode of the HomeWrencher. Don't give up on stuff. You can fix it. Just use your peanut. I got to get this back to my neighbor and got to get some things done today. And I got to get in there and get ready to do my interview for you guys. So be sure to stay tuned, like, subscribe, and comment. And remember, the first 2 people that comment on this video and yesterday's video are going to get a HomeWrencher PB Blaster koozie. And who knows, I might send you a little vinyl sticker to put on your car, or your toolbox, or I don't know, wherever you want to put it. Put it on your dresser. Put it on your purse. I don't know. Wherever you want to put it. Y'all have a good day. I appreciate y'all watching. Appreciate y'all liking and subscribing and commenting. And y'all have a good day, and God bless you.